Hi friends, nice to see you back at Garfin's Creation. In today's video, we'll be making these Easter theme cupcakes. Besides making these colorful cupcakes, I'll be also showing how to make those bunnies and chicks with chocolates. We'll make it in a very simple way. I'll also be showing how to do the American buttercream. Find all the details in the description box below. So let's begin with the recipe. First, we'll start by making the cupcakes. For that, I have taken 1 cup of curds. This curd was not too chill. I had kept it out for 10 minutes and now pouring it into the bowl. Next, I'll be adding 1 cup of powder sugar into the curds. You can also use Burra or Pitti sugar. You can also grind some grain sugar in the mixie jar and then take 1 cup of it. We will now mix this till the sugar is completely dissolved. Once this is done, I'll be adding half a teaspoon of baking soda and 1 plus quarter teaspoon of baking powder. Now we will mix this again well so that the soda and the baking powder reacts with the curds and it will start getting foamy. We'll keep this aside for just 5 minutes till we mix the dry ingredients. For the dry ingredients, I have taken 1½ cup of Maida or all-purpose flour. I will remove 1 tablespoon of Maida and I will replace it with 1 tablespoon of corn flour. So now I am adding 1 tablespoon of corn flour and now we will sieve these together. It's nice to sieve the corn flour and the Maida as it will remove the impurities and will also make the flour a little bit lighter. Along with this, I'll be adding quarter teaspoon of salt too. Once we have sieved the flour, we'll just mix it thoroughly. Adding the little corn flour into the mix will give it a nice texture to the cupcakes. Now we'll mix all the ingredients together. You can see the curds have got nice and foamy. So to this I'll be adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence and half a cup of vegetable oil. I have used sunflower oil here. You can always change the flavor of the cupcakes. As I've added vanilla essence here, you could add any other flavored essence too. We will now whisk this together till the oil and the curds are thoroughly mixed together and it gets well emulsified. Once you find the oil is thoroughly mixed into it, now we will be mixing the dry ingredients along with some milk. So I'll be adding the Maida mix into the curds slowly and mixing it well. I'll be adding it in portions. This is a basic cupcake recipe. So you can use it as a base for your cupcake and create lots of variations from this. You can add flavor as well as different colors to it. You can make rainbow cupcakes or even keep it just white. Instead of oil, you can also use half a cup of melted butter for this recipe. So this was the last of the Maida I've added into the mix. And I'll mix it well and then we'll be adding the milk slowly into it. I have taken half a cup of milk and be adding it slowly into the batter. If your curds were not too very thick, then you may have to adjust your milk and add a little less than half cup. All we have to do is just get a nice ribbon texture for this batter. So go slow with the milk and add accordingly. Our cupcake batter is ready and now I'll just use a spatula and run it round the bowl and below too so that everything is mixed well. You can also check the consistency of the batter. And now it's time to divide them into different bowls so that we can add colors into it. I'll divide the batter in 3 equal portions. You can also use a weighing scale and divide them equally. I'll be adding pink color, yellow and green for the 3 shades. These 3 colors make a good combo and the cupcakes too look good. However, you can add more colors or different colors as well. For rainbow cupcakes, you will have to divide the batter into 7 portions. To get a little brighter green, I'll be adding a drop of yellow into it so you get a nice bright color. So once the colors have been done, we'll just pour them into the cupcake liners. You will get 12 large cupcakes from this recipe. I'll be starting by adding a teaspoon of the pink color in all the containers. I've just added it to one side of the cupcake liner. And then we'll be adding the next color next to it. You can add any color of the batter in any sequence. I've also shared a ribbon slice cake recipe on my channel. I'll put the link below if you would like to watch that as well. So now I'll be adding the yellow portion on one side. You can also add the batter into some icing bag and then pour it into the cupcake liners. Once I've added all the three colors, I'll be repeating it again in the same sequence. But this time I'll be adding a little less of the batter. I'll be filling the cupcake liners a little lesser than 3/4. That is a little bit more than half, but less than 3/4. It's in between so that after baking the cupcakes rise properly to the proper height. Once done, just tap it a few times. I had preheated the oven for 10 minutes. Now this will be baked at 170 degrees centigrade for around 15 to 20 minutes with the lower coil on. So depending upon your oven, this took me around 18 minutes. And you can check if it's done by inserting a screw inside. If it comes out clean, it's done. You can check that the cupcakes are well baked. Sharing with you some details about these cupcake liners. These cupcake liners are just perfect in size if you want to decorate any cupcakes. You can check out the measurements and I'll be putting the details of it in the description box as well. Some cupcake liners do not have a good height and so the decorated cupcakes do not look good in it. So these are just perfect in size to decorate them. So once the cupcakes are baked, I'll put them on the rack and let them cool completely before we could start decorating them. To make the chocolate bunnies and chicks, I have taken 200 grams of white chocolate. I just melted it in the microwave. I'll be making some bunnies and some chicks. And this is the white compound that I have used. You can use real chocolate as well. And this is the Easter theme silicone mold. I'll be using the bunnies and the chicks. I'll be making few of the bunnies first with the white chocolate. After filling the mold, just need to tap it a little time so that it fills in all the cavities well. And now I'll keep it in the fridge for around 15 to 20 minutes for it to set and harden up. So after 20 minutes, I will unmold them. I also have a detailed video for this on how to make Easter themed chocolates. I'll put the link in the description box as well. Instead of chocolate, you can also make fondant bunnies and chicks too. So once I finished making the bunnies, in the same chocolate I added some yellow chocolate food color. Just making some chicks in the same way as the bunnies. For coloring the chocolate, use chocolate food colors only. So this will go into the fridge and we'll unmold it after 15 to 20 minutes. Prepare these as much as you require before we could decorate them further. So I'll be making more of this in the same way. Just to add a little color to the bunny's ears, I've added a little peach color into the white chocolate and using a brush, I'll just dab a little onto the bunny's ears. Don't brush it away, it would not stick. Just dab it a little so that it remains there. Once we put that, we will let it dry. We'll do that for all the bunny's ears as well. Into the yellow chocolate itself, I've added some orange chocolate color and will color the beaks of the chicks. Just a little is enough, only the topper portion. You can skip this decorative part and add the chicks and bunny directly on the cupcakes. But this looks a little more beautiful. And now for the eyes of the chicks and the bunnies, I've just taken some dark chocolate and with the help of a toothpick, just put a little onto the eyes. Just a tiny dot will make the eyes of the chicks and the bunnies. Since I'll be making double quantity of the cupcakes, I have made more of the chicks and the bunnies. So I have a 24 of the cupcakes to be decorated So I have made extra chicks and bunnies. The single portion of the recipe will give you 12 cupcakes. I've gone along and made another portion also of the recipe, so I've got 24 cupcakes to decorate. This will dry off easily on its own, or you can also keep it in the fridge for 5 minutes. Now the next step is to make the buttercream. I have taken 100 grams of butter. The butter is not very chilled, but it is still a little bit soft. And 200 grams of icing sugar, which is sieved. We will begin by whisking the butter till it's nice, soft and pale in color. As it is a hot these days and I'm not working in an AC room, the butter I have taken is a little bit cold, but it is not hard at all. I will whisk the butter for a minute and you can see it gets nice, soft and fluffy, and it's also got a little pale in color. I have used salted butter today, so I have not added any salt into it. So after scraping the bowl from the sides, I'll start adding the icing sugar slowly. It's better to sieve the icing sugar before adding it into the butter to get a nice smooth buttercream. I have taken 200 grams of icing sugar and will be adding it gradually into the butter. I'll also be continuously whisking it, and also don't forget to scrape the bowl in between. If you do not prefer buttercream, you can use whipping cream as well for the decoration of the cupcakes. As I have to give these cupcakes the next day, I have prepared the cupcakes and all the icing and decoration and will be decorating the cupcakes also today, and then be packing it into a box and keeping it in the fridge and delivering it the next morning. Hence I have decided to use chocolate decorations and buttercream for the decoration. So in midway, I'll just be adding half a teaspoon of vanilla essence and 1 tablespoon of milk and start whisking it again. You can add any flavoring of your choice, and instead of the milk, you can use heavy cream as well. The milk will make the icing a little bit smoother. So along with whisking, I'll be continue adding the rest of the icing sugar. So I'll be using all of the 200 grams of the icing sugar into it. Just in case if it is too warm and you feel your icing is not getting firm, you can add a little more icing sugar into it. Keep watching as I'll be sharing some tips how to get perfect buttercream icing for decorating your cupcakes. So now I have added all of the sugar and will continue whisking it till all is well combined and you get a nice stiff icing. This quantity of buttercream is just enough to decorate 12 cupcakes that we have prepared today. So I've just finished whisking the buttercream and it's ready to be used. And you can also check the texture of this buttercream. It's nice and smooth. You can start decorating immediately, or you can also keep it in the fridge till you are ready to use it. To keep your buttercream stable at all times while you're decorating, I use these cool packs below the bowl. So this, as you can see, will keep the bowl cool at all times and keep your buttercream firm as well. If you feel your buttercream is a bit soft, you can keep it into the fridge and then mix it again and use it. To make the green grass for the cupcakes, I've added green gel color and a drop of yellow color too. I'll mix it gently till I get the perfect shade. I'll be putting all the recipes and all the details and the links in the description box below, so you can have a look if you've missed anything while watching this video. So this shade looks good enough for me, and now let's fill the piping bag. I'm using this grass nozzle here. I will just cut the piping bag and put the nozzle in and fill the icing bag with the green buttercream we have just prepared. After filling the bag, just squeeze it tightly. For shorter grass, just squeeze a little and pull out the piping bag. The longer grass, you need to press a little longer and pull the piping bag out. So now let's start decorating the cupcakes. The cupcakes are entirely cooled down, and so we can decorate them now. I'll be doing some short grass in the center and the longer ones all round it towards the sides of the cupcake. If you have warm hands and if you feel the icing is melting, you can keep the icing bag in the fridge for some time and then continue piping as well. So in between you can just fill in the gaps with some more grass to make it look full and complete. So now you can decorate the other cupcakes too in the same way. Let's decorate once more. I'll be making the short grass in the center as we'll be placing the chick and the bunny over it and making the longer grass all around it and pulling it towards the sides of the cupcake. So you need to decorate all your cupcakes before you could decorate it further with the bunnies and the chicks. To make something look like small Easter eggs, I'm using the Skittles chocolates today. You can also make some tiny chocolate Easter eggs and put them on top of the cupcakes. You can also use Cadbury gems. I'll be using a little colored sprinkles all over the cupcakes. If you prefer, you can make some tiny fondant flowers and use them in place of the sprinkles too. Today I'm using all the decorations that I can easily keep it in the fridge. So I have not used any fondant decorations today. Now I'll place the chicks and the Skittle chocolates and the bunnies on the cupcakes. And we'll be decorating all of them in the same way. Keep watching as I slice one cake to show you how it looks from inside as well. So I'll be decorating all the cupcakes in the same way. After decorating them, I'll be putting them in a cake box and keeping it in the fridge to be delivered the next morning. You can also individually pack these cupcakes and gift it as you want. So now let's open our cupcake and cut and see how it looks from inside as well. These cupcakes, besides being delicious, are also very beautiful from inside as well. As I've used oil here today, these cupcakes remain moist for a longer time. Thanks for watching till this end, and please do subscribe to Garfin's Creation for more such videos. See you soon in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.